Hi there. Today we're going to look at how we can export search results from Google Scholar into our Scholarcy library. So first of all, let's do a search on Google Scholar, and we've got some search results here. I'm going to save just a few of these. Let's just take those, and these get saved to my Scholar account here. So I'm still in Google Scholar here. I'm going to then export these papers, and the magic button for doing that is this one here that comes up as export, and I'm going to choose RefMan, which is the format that we need to import this data into Scholarcy. So I just click that. It downloads a file to our computer, which I'm going to save. And now I'm going to switch over to Scholarcy Library. You can see I've got a folder set up here to hold these documents. I'm going to just show you some useful settings first. We go into our settings menu, into View. I'm going to set my columns to title, author, year, and headline. And what headline does is generate a one-line summary of each paper, which can be quite useful when we're just quickly screening papers for our literature review, or just a reminder about what this paper has discovered or what its key finding is. And the other thing we can do is change the export options, and I'm just going to extract the key points and summary when I export this data to Microsoft Word later on. So I'll just save those and go back to the folder that we want to import this data into and just drop that in there. Okay, so here are our papers. So we've seen that we've got search results have now been converted into summary flashcards, and you can see them here again with a one-line headline summary of each one. So let's have a look at one of these. So you can see from this search result now we've got a complete summary card that has information like the conclusion, and there's some automatic highlighting happening here that just flags some key points in the conclusion. We can also have a look at an overall summary of the paper in 5 or 6 bullet points, which has the motivation for the paper and the key findings. And we've got information about data analysis that was used in this paper. They use something called a least cost path model, which we can click on, and that will take us to a definition of that concept. And we've got all the references to the paper here, which we can link to if we want to go and find this paper and read that as well. So once we've got this, we can do some interesting things. We can export all these flashcards to different formats, which we've covered in other videos here, but I'll quickly just show you here. So we've got Microsoft Word doc format, so I can click that. And that saves a file to our computer. We can also export to Microsoft Excel. And again, we've covered that elsewhere on this channel, but I will just show you that here. We can export those as well. And finally, we have another format called RIS, which will allow us to export this data and import it into our reference manager, such as Zotero. And what this will do is turn all the summary information for each paper into notes that are embedded in the RIS file, which we can then review in Zotero or whichever reference manager we're using. And again, we've covered that elsewhere on this channel. So this is just a quick way to show you how we can slice and dice data in lots of different ways using Scholarcy, starting with basic search results from Google Scholar and turning them into summary flashcards that we can then use to review each paper. Great, well, happy studying, and we'll catch up again soon. Thank you.